Now if you're heading out for a fishing trip and you've got all your gear on board, no matter how big or small the surf is, strap everything down. Remove everything from the deck that doesn't need to be there. There's plenty of storage options inside the Viking kayaks. There's no reason to have things cluttered on the deck that are just potentially going to be dangerous or going to get damaged. Completely strip down all the fishing gear, just go out with the basics and practice, and you'll see what the kayak can do when you're out there in the surf. So before you hit the water, you also need to go through and check all your hatches. All your hatches are done up, and in one in particular being the bung. Do the bung up at the back so you don't end up filling up with water. The use of thigh braces on your sit on top replicates the feeling of being inside a cockpit of a sea kayak. This gives you greater control in the surf. Thigh braces are easy to remove, they don't trap you into the kayak, you simply straighten your legs and you'll pop straight out. You can surf without the thigh braces, you just don't have as great a control, and once you've used thigh braces you'll find you'll never go back without them. Now what to do when you're coming back to land on the beach. For options, you can surf it straight on, you can broach, you can surf on the back of the wave rather than surfing the wave, or you can come in backwards. Coming back to the beach is just like heading off the beach. You need to stop and pay attention to the sets coming through. You make sure your kayak is clear of every clutter you don't need on the deck. Broaching is probably the easiest way to get your kayak back into the beach while you're learning. At the early stage of the wave, broach either left or right and get ready to commit your brace, whichever you're strongest. Let the wave push you up to the beach. Broaching is essentially leaning into the wave that's trying to push you up to the beach. You need to lift the leading edge of the kayak, which is the edge facing the beach. That will stop it from grabbing and rolling you. And this happens quite quickly, so it takes practice. The addition of some thigh braces gives you greater control and the ability to lift that leading edge quicker and hold it there for a lot longer. So the next technique is staying on the back of a wave. This is where you don't ride the wave in. You time your set so you're sitting in between each wave. So you've got to get your timing right, read the waves, and as a wave comes under you, you've got to paddle on the back of it really hard and stay with it. That wave will suck back, your kayak will start to slow down, but just keep paddling and you'll hopefully stay out of the danger zone. If for whatever reason you get your timing wrong, be prepared to back out, turn the kayak sideways and then you're going to brace. Going in backwards gives you greater control because you can see what's going on in front of you. Paddle backwards with the back of the blade. If the wave comes through, you paddle forward. Then paddle backwards and paddle forward like this. If you decide to ride the wave, be prepared to paddle, be prepared to use the blade as a rudder. It can be a lot of fun, but don't do this unless you know what you're doing. I recommend while you're learning to broach every time. Practicing your broach and your low brace together on the right and on the left side will give you greater skills, so that when your kayak decides to go left or right in the wave and you weren't ready for it, you know you're ready to be able to brace and have greater control of your kayak. Remember, this is just a guide. You need to get out and practice, and if you can, go and do a course with an experienced guide. You'll get a lot out of a day session with one of them.